So, you want to import a JDM car, or an American car, or an Australian car, or any car from Europe? Well, today I'm literally going to be explaining, this is a brand new 2023 guide on how to import cars, like my Datsun 240Z. But yeah, this video is essentially going to explain everything, all hidden costs, how to do it, who to use, who I use to import my car, the price of what it costs for me to import my car. Sorry, I was just holding my snake because he's very cute and he's just shed his skin and he looks beautiful now. Also, shout out to the homie for all the art, shout out 27. And this was as professional a setup as I thought I was going to get. Like, if you've seen any of my previous videos, you know we don't keep it too professional. But yeah, I'll come back when I put the snake down and we can go through everything. Now I've got the iPad in front of me, we can start going through everything. So first of all, why would you want to import a car? So there's like several different reasons why you'd want to import your car. My case was that the 240Z that's sat outside right now, in the UK they're just skyrocketing in price. If you find one in the UK, they're literally just rotten and they're just terrible to work on and require so much work. But America is a dry state. Now Japan is not a dry state. They use salt on their roads a lot, so a lot of them are rusted out as well in Japan. Hence the choice of America, where I ended up getting my car from Arizona, but we'll go into more into that at a later date. So usually it's cost implications that you'd want to like import a car because it just works out cheaper, especially if they're old, because I believe we'll go into it in more detail, but the tax on old cars is a lot cheaper than if you were to buy a new car and import it. So like, let's say a Lamborghini that's brand new, you'd pay a lot more tax on that than you would if it was like a really, really old car. But yeah, this video is essentially going to cover the companies that I use. So the main like way that I went through importing the 240Z was I spoke to someone, his name was Cruz, he's the last owner of the car. I then spoke to CFR, Rinkins, Joey Granada, I want to say his name was. He is lovely, helped me through everything. We will go into more detail about that. Then they put me on to Ship My Car, which is who they use to ship the car to the UK. And then from Ship My Car, I used My Car Import, and they covered all the tax, all the getting it registered and getting me my number plates out. And then obviously me, to myself, got here, I insured it, I just double checked everything, it was all sound. But let's get into it. So, stage one of importing a car, finding the car. So I went on Craigslist and I wanted this car since I was, what, 11, 10, I don't know. I was 10 when I wanted the 240Z. I used to draw it up. Every single car I made in Forza was the 240Z. I worked my ass off, and then I turned 17 and was able to buy one. So essentially, Cruz, the main man himself in Arizona who had this car, I messaged him off Craigslist. I'll ping up like the date of the email. The first time I sent it to him, he sent me loads of photos. He was lovely. I'd literally gone through months and months and months of searching for the right car, and it came up and I messaged him, and he was just a nice guy, do you know what I'm saying? Like, he wasn't a prick, and he was a nice, genuine man trying to sell a nice car because he was moving. He had a genuine reason for selling the car. Because you're buying it from the States, you're never going to see the car. You could fly out and see it, but it's just that big risk, isn't it? But found a genuinely nice seller. He sent me loads of photos, sent me videos. We spoke for I think 3 months before I even purchased the car. So find the car, speak to the seller, make sure everything's all good. I went through months and months and months of searching for cars and then finally ended up with Cruz. So that was always good. Once you've decided on what car you want, this is where CFR come in. Now you can inform CFR prior to picking a car, which is what I did, so they knew in the back of their mind, oh, I'm going to get this car and I'm going to import it. They gave me some budget figures and I'll explain all the figures now. But you speak to Joey, he's a lovely guy, he spends loads of time with you, makes you feel super welcome. And then there was the safe pay method. Now I didn't know about the safe pay method, which is what saved my car essentially. So, story behind my car. Obviously I'd wanted one since I was 11, came up to me turning 17, ended up saving a lot of money from working since I was 15. Decided that I was going to buy one abroad. Was looking about, obviously felt a bit risky trying to send someone that amount of money without actually seeing the car or knowing that they're going to give me the car or how I was going to truck it to wherever. So this is where the safe pay method came in. So Joey explained to me, literally the day before, I saw a car in Shrewsbury in the UK. I was going to go there, I was going to buy it the next day, and luckily I got a call from the dude and he goes, oh hello, some dude from London has just bought this car outright in cash and we're sending it to him in London, so I'm sorry, I know you were supposed to come tomorrow, but he said he'd pay for it over the phone, and he did. So next day Joey calls me. I'm like, oh Joey, you can't believe what happened. He goes, oh, do you know we have a safe pay method? And so that means that I pay £500 extra, or $500 extra should I say, but what happens is I send the money to CFR. CFR will go check the car, make sure that the VIN number that I stated is correct. They'll take receipt of the car, they'll hold on to the car and send Cruz the money directly, so he gets paid on the same day, so everyone's all happy. And so for £500, definitely worth it. I'd recommend you get the safe pay method. It's so much easier. But prices for actually shipping the car. I know no one ever wants to discuss this, no one ever wants to speak about this, but here we go. $550 trucking from Arizona to Los Angeles. That is transport of the car. So if your car was in Los Angeles and there was a port like 10 miles down the road or whatever it is in America, it wouldn't really cost you anything. But because mine was a bit of a distance, that's how much it costs, $550. Next, the actual shipment from California or Los Angeles, I don't fucking know, wherever, to the UK, £1,650. That is all inclusive of the shipping. Now, when it lands in the UK, you have to clear a customs fee, $95, and there's also a weight verification, so $15, and the safe pay method, $500. So in total, $3,100? So $3,140 is what it cost me to get the car here. Just to get the car here. That doesn't include paying the VAT on it, and that doesn't include passing it through the regulations, but we'll cover that in a second. So that would cost you £2,466 to just get the car into the UK. Then you'll have to pay your VAT on it, and then you'll have to obviously get it registered with DVLA. Oh, by the way, CFR are beautiful. They send you photos along the way, they'll call you along the way. They're just really helpful. I cannot stress how much they made my life easier. Yes, you can probably find this cheaper, and I'm not saying this is the cheapest way to to import a car, but it is the most safe and the easiest, most stress-free thing ever. But once the car lands in the UK, this is where Ship My Car, the company Ship My Car, which is who Joey recommended me to, or they work together, it's really weird. Joey will explain it properly. But they take photos of the car when it lands, and then depending on the age of the car, it's either 5% of tax or 20% if it's not 30 years old. So you see how I was telling you about if you import a Lambo and it's not 30 years old, you can pay 20% tax, so it's not worth it. But if you import an older car, which let's be honest, most of us are, because the old cars are better, you pay 5% tax on it. So they will do that. You pay the 5% tax to that company. They will confirm and get a Nova, which is like clearance from the government saying that the car has been taxed, like you paid the tax on it. Once you've done that, they'll open up a portal where they'll request, this is what the portal kind of looks like. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. Nope, I'm going to import a photo of what the portal looks like, but they ask for a bill of lading. CFR should give you that, CFR Rankins. A bill of sale, that should be CFR and the seller working together. And by the way, CFR are amazing. They work with the seller for you. They do loads of work for you. That's why I'm just saying they're so easy. And then there's 3 other forms, and they're pretty self-explanatory. It's like filling out some of the car details. And then you've got the Nova, which obviously you'll get from Ship My Car, so they'll do that. Once you've passed that, that is pretty easy. Now, your car is in your name, everything's in your name. Oh yeah, I did forget to say, Ship My Car do not cost you anything. They ask you to pay 5% of the tax directly. I don't know how it works, but you pay the 5% tax through their portal. It's kind of like a link to CFR, so I don't know exactly how it works. It was a while ago that I imported my car, and yeah, this ain't the most in-depth import guide, but it's like a realistic view. Do you know what I'm saying? But getting the car registered, now this is kind of a long process. So because I didn't have the first title of my car, I had to pay a little bit extra. You can do this yourself and go through forms on the DVLA website, or you can just pay someone to do it. And to be honest with you, the amount of hassle that it was going to cause me to do it myself, because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, I just paid someone to do it. £484, My Car Import, they do the registration for you. They will request a first DVLA registration fee, £55. Vintage number plates, they'll sell you for £70, and I can't lie to you, they're my favourite vintage number plates. Like, I think I'm going to go back to them to get my new plates made when I get a new reg for it, because I can't find the plates that they did anywhere. They're like metal, they're the American style. Unless anyone knows anyone that does do vintage plates in the American style, front and rear, I need 2 of them, so if you know, hit me up. But vintage number plates and the first registration fee, £359. Altogether that comes to £484. So you get your registration, you get your number plates, and you get the I don't really know, your car's registered in it. The only reason why I paid an extra $150 is because I didn't have the first ever registration, like the first ever. So they had to contact like the drivers club in America, and they found some documents, and they're really old documents of my car when it was first produced, and they cleared that all up for me. But essentially, that is it. I mean, the MOT, you gotta do yourself, but you know how to do an MOT, if you know what I'm saying, so you should be fine. So if we total everything up of what I actually paid, going from start to finish, obviously I paid for the car, so however much the car is, I'm not necessarily going to disclose how much I paid for my car. But then you're going to pay $3,140, which is £2,450 on today's rate. After that, you're going to pay your 5% tax. I'm not going to include that in this calculation. After your 5% tax, you're going to pay £484 to my car import for the registration, and then potentially £150 if you need to get your like first registration because you don't have it, and that brings it to a total of £3,084. So for £3,084, and if you put it this way, if you're going to import a car and it's an old car and it's cheaper in the States, think if I add 3 grand onto that, I budgeted 4 grand for importing this car. If I add 4 grand on top of what I'm paying, should I just buy it here in the UK? And if the answer is no, if the answer is no and it works out more expensive in the UK than having that extra 4 grand on top of what you're paying, import your car, bro. Like, first of all, you get a left-hand drive. It's funny as fuck. It's very, very fun. But yeah, I think that is essentially it. Like, my little snake, he's hiding. The beautiful artwork. I've tried to make this a semi-professional video, and I don't think I have. But you know what? If you have any questions regarding importing a car, or you want some more in-depth like analysis, and if you do have any questions, just comment or send me an email, and hopefully I will be able to answer them for you. And if you like JDM cars, you like skating, you like clothes, you just like anything like that in general, head over to the channel, man, because that's what I'm trying to do. I'm just a young kid, I got a couple of nice cars, and me and all the homies just want to chill, skate, have fun, and record it at the same time. But yeah, enjoy. Hopefully this video has actually helped you in how to import a car. Usually I make videos with people. I'm here by myself reading off my iPad. But yeah, take care everyone.